This one happened sometime in the early 1980s in San Diego, California. An elderly woman named Ruth Price was home alone when she heard footsteps outside her house. Someone was circling her property, testing her windows, looking for a way in. Ruth lived in a quiet, isolated neighborhood, the kind of place where screaming wouldn't bring help. It was late at night, and she knew immediately this wasn't just some random person passing by. Whoever was out there had picked her house for a reason. She called the police dispatcher and tried to stay calm. Back in the early 1980s, 911 wasn't fully implemented everywhere yet. Response times were slower. Ruth explained that someone was prowling around outside, that she was alone, that she was terrified. The dispatcher told her to stay on the line, keep her doors locked, and stay away from the windows. Officers were on their way. Just hold on. But the footsteps didn't stop. Ruth could hear them getting closer, first at her front door, testing the handle, then moving to the side of the house, then to the back. This person was hunting for the easiest entry point, and Ruth knew the police weren't going to make it in time. Her voice started to crack. The calm was gone. She told the dispatcher they were at her back window now. She could hear them right there, just on the other side of the glass. And then it happened. Now, I'm going to play the actual audio from this call. What you're about to hear is extremely disturbing. If you need to skip ahead, do it now.
This is Ruth Price of 3877. Hello, ma'am. Oh, there's some guy been checking the place out. How? Well, he went in the back. I have an apartment in the back, and he said he was looking for a guy. And he comes to my door, and said he's looking for an apartment. So I live alone, and I'm an old lady. Where is he now, ma'am? I don't have no idea.
The sound of breaking glass, Ruth's scream, the phone hitting the floor, chaos, struggle, heavy footsteps, and then that horrible silence. The dispatcher shouting into the phone, trying to get any response, but there's nothing, just silence. In the background, you can finally hear sirens approaching, but by then, whatever happened had already happened. When officers arrived, they found Ruth severely injured but alive. She'd been beaten, left in critical condition, but she survived. The intruder had fled when he heard the sirens. Now here's where this gets weird. For decades, this call circulated online with claims that Ruth Price died during the attack. It was shared as a recording of someone's murder. It was supposedly used in dispatcher training as a worst-case scenario. It became this legendary, cursed piece of audio. But some sources say Ruth Price survived and lived for years after this before dying of natural causes. Here's the problem. There's almost no verifiable information about this case. No news articles from the 1980s about a Ruth Price home invasion in San Diego. No police reports, no arrest records. The only proof this happened is the audio itself. Some researchers think Ruth Price might be a fake name, used to protect the victim's identity. Others think the call might be from a different city or time period, and some believe it could be a training simulation that somehow leaked and became an urban legend. The audio quality is strangely clear for an early 80s phone call. Some elements sound almost too perfect, but that scream, that chaos, it sounds real. Genuine terror is hard to fake. The truth is, we don't know. The intruder was never caught. There's no resolution, no justice, just this recording and a lot of unanswered questions. Is this real? Is it fake? Did Ruth Price even exist? Nobody knows for sure. And maybe that's what makes it so disturbing. Not just what we hear, but everything we don't know about what really happened that night. What do you guys think? Real emergency or elaborate hoax? Let me know in the comments.